Level 60. Friends through eternity. Sir Alberic is pondering the flow of time. Ah, Zilly, word of Estinian's disappearance from the infirmary has reached mine ears. As part of me is quite capable of sympathizing with his desire to abandon the Holy See, I do wish he had said something ere his departure. But then I suppose it is only to be expected. With Nidhogg slain, the Horde's ranks have fallen into disarray, and they are not a threat they once were. Ishgard has scant need of an Azure Dragoon. Suffice to say, one would imagine the role of Dragoon shall similarly be forced to change as we enter this new era of relative peace. However, whilst you may have saved Estinian from the Great Worm, my mind is yet plagued by Eustian's internal strife. May Halone lend her the strength needed to shake free from the Dragon Blood's fierce grip. You are looking quite well, Sir Alberic and Mistress Zilly. 'Tis a pleasure to see you too. Lord Montargains, Zilly and I were just speaking of your daughter. A daughter of mine is in fact why I have sought you out. I was recently handed a letter by a merchant that had passed through the Chocobo Forest. If his word is to be believed, he was entrusted with this message by Eustian herself. The letter was a call for help. Mistress Zilly, she bade you search for her. By the Fury, has she been set upon by heretics once more? Alas, there was no more information in her message. Oh, not a day goes by that I do not pray for her safe return. Zilly, I must ask that you take up your lance once more and aid your fellow Dragoon. Are you willing? Thank you, Mistress Zilly. Eustian always awaits you in the Dravanian Forelands. Please help her with whatever she requests. So I guess we're off to Tailfeather. Can get right sometimes. Oh, it's late. I'm getting my coffee. We've done three job lines already. Okay, that's an odd place to be, but you might have quibble. Yeah, I went with the Zeta weapon. I think that I like it more than the Anima weapon. Like the dragon's nice, it just doesn't like it. Looking at it again, it's glowier. Probably the Anima weapon probably matches this particular outfit better, but I worked really hard with the Zeta weapon, so in some cases I'm just going to use them. We may switch it out after Eureka. I mean, we'll have to decide between the Eureka weapons as well. Silly. So the letter reached my father. I am sorry for having you journey so far just to meet me. As you well know, I cannot return to Ishgard in my current condition. That said, the Blood's hold on me is not as firm as it once was. This is largely thanks to a new ally of mine. His help has been invaluable in learning to control the dragon within. In fact, I have a mind to introduce him to you. Orn Kai, Zilly has arrived. It is an honor to meet you, hero of men. Much have I heard of you from my father. He would often talk of the warrior that boasts the strength of a dragon. Orn Kai has been a great friend ever since he first came across me suffering from the Blood's effects. I very much doubt I would be capable of standing here exchanging words with you were it not for his help. I called you here in order to repay my debt to him. Orn Kai, tell Zilly what troubles you. Yes, thank you. Long before I came into this world, in the age when man and dragon were at peace, my father had a consort. But the Dragon Song War tore them asunder. Father belonged to Race Valgyr's brood, as do I, but his consort was part of Nidhogg's. When Nidhogg demanded vengeance for the wrongs committed against him in Ratatoskr, father asked his consort to fly far to the east. She bore no ill will towards man, and while she wanted nothing more than to stay by father's side, she accepted his request and fled the conflict. However, your valiant actions have since put an end to the Dragon Song War. I am positive father's consort will return if we inform her of the war's conclusion. Orn Kai requires your aid to search for his father's consort and bring her back home. However, as she left Travania some 1,000 summers past, locating her shall be far from an easy task. Under normal circumstances, I would help Ornkai myself, but while I am somewhat recovered, I am yet far from being in complete control. This is why I summoned you, Zilly. Your knowledge of the realm is unparalleled. I beg of you, and aid Ornkai in his search. You have my sincerest thanks. Thank you. I owe you a debt of gratitude once more. Regrettably, whilst we know she is somewhere to the east, we are entirely ignorant as to the consort's precise whereabouts. I would suggest you first try asking Sir Alberic about Dravanian legends, specifically those concerning dragons in the east. Pray report back to me once you have learned something you deem pertinent. I guess he's still in Kurthus. Yeah. Back and forth, back and forth. This is why these are the ones I don't like. I don't mind when they're quick, but go here, go there, go here, go there. This is what everybody complains about when they talk about A Realm Reborn being slow. But at least it makes sense there, sort of. Because they send you to new areas that you haven't been to yet. So like that's the whole purpose, is like you haven't been to this map officially, so we're sending you there to go do this, and then you can come back and tell us how it was. It doesn't make it any less frustrating for people, but I get it there. Hey, could have just given me a link pearl. Hey, honestly. What, you don't own a phone? Hey. Glad to see you safely returned. Were you able to locate Eustian? I see. She is correct to surmise that formidable dragons are oft made the subject of local legend. I shall discuss this with the congregation priest. I have known him to be quite an authority on Dravanian legends. Although to think that a dragoon once gripped by the sole desire to slay dragons should now wish to help one is a queer new world indeed that we inhabit, though not one I dislike. But that matters not. I shall seek out the priest at once and raise your query with him. Pray return anon, and I shall impart my findings unto you. Next Dragoon quest will be available from Alberic upon reaching level 63. Requirements for undertaking subsequent quests can be reviewed in your journal. Sir Alberic is keen to regale you with Dravanian legends. Ah, Zilly, just the woman I wish to see. We finished examining the Dravanian legends known to us but a short while ago. However, the priest bade me make it clear to you that these kinds of legends are oft told in increasingly colorful ways as the years go on. Quite common it is for a mere scalekin or puck to, with the keeper's help, transform into a fearsome dragon. I suppose it should come as little surprise. Legends gain fame by capturing the imagination of the masses. It would not do for an unadorned winged lizard to be the protagonist. But let us put the issue of authenticity to one side for a moment. I have summarized the first tale which seemed most relevant on this piece of parchment. Pray put it to use in your search. Oh, and lastly, tell Eustian that she is ever in my thoughts. Yeah, she's still in the same place. Just making sure. No, I grinded it from a dungeon. Isui of the Violet Tides. I'm not big on the brown, but I know there's a cash shop version that's dyeable, but I'm not paying for it. Not yet, anyways. Eustian, would that parchment happen to be for mine eyes? Ah yes, I would never forget Sir Alberic's exquisite handwriting. This information shall be of great use, I am sure. Let us see. It seems he thinks we ought to commence our search with the slumbering worm of Giravanya. This is my first time seeing these patterns that men use. Fascinating indeed that you can share information in such a manner. Dravanian history is chronicled not with letters, but through song. These verses have taught me much about Panem, my father's consort. Faunum, you say? Well, knowing her name can only aid the search. Silly, pray accompany Ornkai to the ruins of the Fist of Rauger Temple in the Fringes. Alberic states that this is where the origins of the slumbering worm lie. The journey ahead is long, and it will benefit us not to delay our departure any longer. Whistle for me when you have reached our destination, and I shall come to your side. Said, I don't remember who said the peaks of the fringes. Is it by the schism? Yeah, it's like right in front of the schism. We just did all our monk quests. Having done, like, working on number 7, 10 left to do. I'm assuming they just got rid of job quest and went with role quest. For the simple fact, what the hell is that? A rank? If there's a hunt rank going on. I wonder if they got rid of job quest for role quests. I mean, I don't know because I haven't gotten that far. But my supposition is that just too many jobs to do, both from like a player standpoint and from like a development standpoint. Each one of these is like an hour long, some longer. It would seem man is capable of using lots of styles when creating buildings. I had been expecting something similar to those found in the Churning Mist. Let us venture inside and see if Faunum cannot be found. Silly. How was that? Your help, if you please. That looks cool. Cooler than most of the golems we see. Do I have a name? I can't target it until I enter the thing. Oh well. Strange statue. Well, it's not wrong, but it's not the cleverest of names. Let's put it that way. Oh, damn it. I had been admiring the craftsmanship of man when it suddenly moved towards me, though I struggle to believe this is what the legends refer to as the slumbering worm. Eric's here. Oh, hey. Ah, dear Zilly, I did not know you too were researching this slumbering worm. If you haven't done Monk Quest, Eric is part of the Monk Quest line, and we also come to this location. Well, wait, you know of the slumbering worm? We have journeyed here for the very purpose of meeting that dragon. Ha 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 ha, you Dravanians could do with studying up on your history. The time when one could meet the worm has long since passed. The High Priest Highmark, also known as the Slumbering Worm, departed this world over 300 years ago. The Slumbering Worm was a mere man? But of course, why would you think otherwise? Highmark was a monk renowned for his mastery of meditation, though when necessary he was quite capable of harnessing his worm-like strength to trounce his foes. Here in the Slumbering Worm, alias after Babel, 100 men babble, however, Babel fell asleep, Babel. I put him to sleep. It seems we must begin our search anew. I worry too. I too may become a slumbering worm should I listen to this tiring man any longer. Let us pay a visit to Sir Alberic instead. Anyone Eustian holds in such high regard can surely aid our hunt. Bye. Nice little wave. He's still talking. Still talking. Yeah, that's a nice little... Nice little callback. Back to Curtis. Do I have to talk to him first? Okay. I've made that mistake before. They're like, go here, and there you go. And it turns out, oh wait, you have to talk to somebody before you go. Not snowing. I like when they kind of cross-reference other characters between the things. Unfortunate that it was so long ago that I did the other job quest that I don't remember half of the characters that are introduced in some of these. I mean, some of the job lines just aren't that memorable if we're being honest. Good evening, Zilly. Our friend here has informed me as to the truth behind the legend. My apologies for not looking deeper into the story before bringing it to your attention. Your next destination lies in the Far East. Tell me, Zilly, have you set foot in the region before? Oh, have we? A port city called Kugane. Sounds positively fascinating. I imagined it would be a fine place to begin looking into this next legend. Regrettably, I should not think Ornkai will be able to accompany you on this journey. But how do you expect to find Falnum without a dragon in tow? Your plight is well understood, Ornkai. It is truly a shame your wings do not match your ambition. Though mayhap I have not fully considered all options available to us. We do owe you a great debt for all you have done for Eustian. Allow me some time, and I shall see to it you are able to follow Zilly to the Far East. You have my thanks, Sir Alberic. Oh, I wish I could set off this very moment. Perhaps a spot of hunting would be enough to calm me down. Pray call me when preparations are complete. At the very least, we now know that Eustian will not have wanted for company since leaving Ishgard. Sadly, I may struggle to secure passage to the east in quite as timely a manner as he would like. Pray keep your lance arm honed. There is no knowing just what you shall face in Othard. Level 65, Serpent in the Sea of Rubies. Sir Alberic plans to try his hand at dragon smuggling. Zilly, it pleases me to tell you that I have at last discovered a means to have our young friend safely transported to Kugane. I have reached an agreement with the owner of an establishment in the area. I believe its name was Okaizen Hot Springs. Converse with him once you are arrived in Kugane, and he shall tell you Ornkai's whereabouts. I took the liberty of making the little one aware of a few local legends. Hopefully they shall aid you in your search for Falnum. I don't know if that's pronouncing it properly. Falnum? I don't speak dragon. Where are we going? Up here, the springs. Dragoon. Come one, come all. Burns, cuts, embarrassing rashes. There is naught that the mystical waters of the Bokaizen Hot Springs cannot heal. Oh, you say your name is Zilly Lazarthi? We've met before, dude. Why, a package just arrived for you. I shall fetch it right this instant. Culinarian quest takes you here, too. But also, like, MSQ brings you here. Someone, anyone, release me from this icy prison. What was that blasted Dragoon thinking? It is all well and good for him to tell me to simply sleep through the journey. He is not one stuffed in a crate of ice crystals. And the boat, oh, how it rocked. Admittedly, he is right in thinking dragons capable of entering a long sleep-like state, but we are not bears. We do not require freezing cold temperatures to achieve this. My fangs are like icicles. That said, I must admit I enjoyed my best sleep for many a year. At any rate, now we are both here, we can resume the search for Falnum. Before I was unceremoniously stuffed into that crate, Sir Alberic told me of the legend of Siriu, a dragon regarded as a guardian of the Far East. Though something tells me we would not have much luck with this tale either. The story has existed for several thousand years. Faunum only came to these lands a mere millennium ago. Sir Alberic agreed that the story most worth our attention was that of the Serpent of the Ruby Sea. This came into being much more recently. I suggest you visit Isari and try asking the residents if they know anything that might be of help. Whistle for me once you feel you have found something I should know. To the Ruby Sea. No, we haven't done Heaven on High yet. I still haven't finished Palace of the Dead. Still burnt out by that. I can't even start Heaven on High yet. I had like 3 DCs in like 1 week. I've mentioned this several times. If anybody who watches any of my videos or stream is probably tired of hearing me complain about it. I do have my machinist back up to level 50. I could probably get up to level 100 in just a day. It's after that that takes longer. What is it? What is that now? Am I familiar with the Serpent of the Ruby Sea? You will struggle to find someone here that is not. Not a day of my childhood passed without my grandmother telling me that fairy tale. These days, hearing the opening line of it alone puts me to sleep in an instant. All children that dare swim out into the deep blue sea are sure to become the sea serpent's tea. Oh my, I nearly fell asleep there. I imagine that it is all anyone my age will be able to tell you. Try asking the elderly woman over there if you want to know more. You would have me tell you the fairy tale of the Serpent of the Ruby Sea? Oh dear child, that is no mere fairy tale. Head on over to Coral Banquet if you do not believe me. You shall find a horror beyond your wildest nightmares. Its nose misses nothing, especially not the blood of men. There is many a tale of wounded pirates falling overboard and being swallowed alive before they could plant a hand on the ship they fell from. I saw it on the map. Yeah. Does it seem like the serpent could be Faunum? While it is true we dragons do hunt by following our prey's scent, I have not known our kind to swallow men whole. The idea strikes me as awfully barbaric. While I doubt this will lead us to Faunum, my curiosity has been piqued and I cannot simply leave this mystery unsolved. It is also a brilliant excuse for me to engage in a bit of hunting. We cannot hope to draw out the beast without bait after all. Head to the Coral Banquet and I shall join you shortly. At the place up at the northwest here. Northeast. Not west, I'm at the northwest. So we go deliver the Cogent pickles. You know, it looks sufficiently high. I haven't been inside, but it doesn't look very, you know, girthy, for lack of a better term. You can get away with that for Palace of the Dead because it's supposed to be underground. I don't know, maybe it is just smaller floors. I've not been in Heaven on High at all. I don't know what it looks like. But we're going to do it at some point, certainly. You may do that one before Palace of the Dead. I really would have liked to get Necromancer before I lost my Sprout, but I don't know if I'll have the wherewithal for it. I would have liked to have done it on free trial, and had I not gotten disconnected several times, I would have. Father never mentioned you were this slow, Zilly. I have already hunted a beast that will doubtless lure out the serpent, and I still arrived here long before you. I shall go ahead and hurl the bloody meat into the sea. Pray deal with any hungry creatures that are drawn to us. I don't believe that to be it. I do not know about you, but that was somewhat bigger than what I was expecting. We may have failed to find Faunum, but in her place we have gained a delicious supper. Now we have the serpent's meat. Let us head back to Bokaizen Hot Springs. The last one back has to prepare dinner. Guess I gotta pay for it. Everything real big. Oh, Zilly, good to see you returned at last. I must confess I was unable to resist the meat's seductive call, and before I knew it, I had devoured the vast majority of our spoils. Please do help yourself to whatever is left. I have stored this scrap leftovers in the crate I was sent here in. Pay no attention to anything that may resemble teeth marks. Those are indentations created by the ice. Oh, anyone could see through that lie. I'm sorry, Zilly. I do hope my greed has not upset you too much. What will he say? Why didn't you leave me any good morsels? I was never one for meat. Well, why didn't you leave me any good morsels? Calm yourself, Zilly. Many would count themselves lucky to even have the chance to nibble on the meat of such a majestic beast. Regardless, meat is far from our primary concern at the moment. I am beginning to wonder if the day we find Faunum will ever come. But I must not allow myself to lose heart so easily. There are still plenty of legends for us to look into. Hopefully, hope is far from lost. Pray continue to grant me your support, Zilly. Level 68, Dark as the Night Sky. Ornkai would like to discuss events which may or may not be pertinent to your search. Hello there, Zilly. I must say I could get used to life in the Far East. Unlike those in Ishgard, Hengans harbor no ill feelings towards us Dravanians. You should really hear some of the things Karaku says. He keeps remarking that he wants me to stay here for eternity when he introduces me to new people. Seems he believes quite strongly that dragons bring good luck. But what is that expression I see on your face? Could it be jealousy? Oh, do not worry yourself. You shall be just as popular here one day. More importantly, one of the new friends I have made through Karaku mentioned that he knew something that might prove relevant to our search. I was just about to go and meet him now. Why don't you accompany me? What town is he in? Probably just walk to that. Run to it. Run. Give me a moment, I shall call him now. It is I, Ornkai. Oh, an Hamazu. Uh-oh. Kyoto, endless and most sincere apologies to you and yours for the wait. Yes, yes. What? Zilly, do not worry. No more betrayals. Sworn on all the kami and creation I have. Yes, yes. Zilly, you have already made Kyoto's acquaintance? Come to hear about dragon legends. Yes, yes. There's a place that comes to mind, the Azim Steppe. You can get there by following the One River, home to all Namazu. Go way, way upstream and you will reach the steppe. Yes, yes, it is here that a monstrous dragon as dark as the night sky is said to slumber. Dark as the night sky, you say? No more information do I have. Go to the marketplace on the Azim Steppe known as Reunion. You may find the answers you seek there. This could be the one. Zilly, the Horde was home to many a dark-scale dragon. After all, let us hurry to Reunion. That's where Rathalos was. No, I don't think Rathalos is considered canon, is it? Because it's part of a crossover? I don't know how all that works, and I haven't looked into it too much for spoiler reasons. Unless it's like an anime thing where it's like but it's like the One Piece movie where Shiki isn't canon, but the character Shiki is canon to the manga. Something like that, where it's like, it exists, but it doesn't really exist. Well, as these energetic children have come to me, it feels only natural that I try questioning them first. Perhaps your time would be best spent asking some of the more mature Aura if they know anything of the dragon Gyoto mentioned. But we're not... Kistiri don't talk. Seems you would be better served asking elsewhere. Yeah, like we know that. So Thorley, yeah, they'll talk. Their boss likes me. You are looking for the dragon, are you? I did hear there's been a sighting recently. First one in 100 years, apparently. Not that I believe any of the nonsense. It would not surprise me if the whole story was dreamed up by some fool Oranir and his cups. Get drunk and speak of dragons. Ordinary merchant. Black dragon in these parts? Sure, I know of it. The storytellers say the fiend awakens once every few decades and goes on a wild rampage. When it's had its fill of destruction, it returns to its lair in the northwestern mountains and slumbers. If any tribe were able to slay such a beast, it would bring them great honor. We Ordinary have had our eyes on it for some time. Zilly, help. These children are not playing nice. I do not suppose you have fared any better. And it's said to live in the northwest. The dragon has truly been sighted recently. Our timing is perfect. I am glad we did not come this far only to find the midst of a deep slumber. Let us head for the mountains to the northwest. Now, children, do not think it is time you were making your way back to Mummy and Daddy. We grown-ups have business to attend to. Go here. Doroyo. The towering still. No, this one's going fairly quickly. Hopefully it'll be over soon. Unjulu. Oh, looks like we're gonna have an instance. This seems as good as an area as any to commence our search. Ready to get started? Duty calls. Commence battle for dark as the night sky. Level sync in effect. Level 70. Proceed. Well then, let us see if we cannot... Wait, what is that smell? we about to learn that the locals refer to this warrior as a black dragon? Pant, pant, pant. Are you also on the hunt for this dragon? Hunt? Perish the thought. We have come to speak with it. Now I've heard everything. Speak, you say? You may be calm and willing to talk, but I assure you that black-scaled monster is not in the mood. It has thrashed 8 of our finest warriors. We are disgraced, but I must inform our Khan of the battle's outcome. Well, he certainly was not interested in staying here any longer. Come along, Zilly. I think we may have finally found Faunum this time. Where are we supposed to go? There it is. How you missed that? Like, honestly. Won't let me attack. Check on Kai by defeating Faunum. Okay. Out. Is it just ornery because it was injured? Ah, Faunum, I beg of you, listen to me. She's mad with fury. My voice does not reach her. This clash will only end if one of you perishes. Let us retreat for now and rethink our approach. Nice and glowy. We have come so far and overcome so many obstacles, yet when we finally meet Faunum, we cannot even speak with her. My apologies, Zilly, but pray return to reunion without me. I need some time to take all of this in. Perhaps a spot of hunting would help clear my mind. It seemed weird we would fight it at 68. Yes, I am somewhat calmer now. Thank you for asking. The key to all of this is discovering the source of Faunum's rage. Once we know this, we can decide our next move. Pray give me some time. I will not allow our journey to end in failure. Level 70, Dragon Sound. Ornkai is in very low spirits. Ah, Zilly, nice to see you again. Pray forgive me. I have not made any progress in ascertaining the reason for Faunum's rage. It is truly pathetic. I have been alive far, far longer than you, and yet have nothing to show for it. Surely you did not think me younger than you. I may be small, but you should know that we Dravanians live far longer than any man. Wait, we do live an awfully long time. Zilly, I think I may have got it. Dravanians live for eons. I have heard tales from Gullenbursty of dragons going into seclusion for centuries while carrying grief in their hearts. Ultimately, they are unable to bear the strain and it breaks something fundamental within them. Many a year will need to pass before I come of age to choose a consort, but I believe they help in saving oneself from the abyss of isolation. This is why your kind elects to marry, is it not? What do you say? We marry for love? We marry to save our race from extinction? I have no idea why anyone marries. Truly, I had considered you more worldly than that, but it seems I was wrong. Regardless, I am almost certain that Fawnham's fury was caused by the profound loneliness she has endured over the past millennium. Leaving Father's side after they spent so long together must have caused her intense anguish. The question is, how do we heal her pain? I see you two survived your talk with the dragon. Was it as fruitful a discussion as you had hoped for? Not that it matters much. A group of Kastiri merchants have pooled their resources and hired a hunter said to be quite handy with a lance. I have my doubts he's capable of slaying the worm, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to watch him try. I wonder who the dragon slayer in question could be. I struggle to imagine that there are many men with the skill to go toe-to-toe with a dragon like Fawnham. However, if he is truly a threat, we cannot risk him reaching her before us. We may not have a plan, but we have little choice. Come, Zilly, let us hurry to where we last saw Fawnham. Is it Estinian? Is it like, oh, it's right here? Okay. I thought that maybe was a dungeon I hadn't done, but no. Just sitting there in front of it. Oh, maybe the instance might take place in there. I don't know. Doro yo. Oh no, this is the last of them. The only other one we could do Astrologian or Scholar, but I'd prefer just to do all the healers in one day as well. Just knock them all out. So I have to get my white mage up. I think it's at 66 or 67. Duty calls. Commence battle for Dragon Sound. Level sync is in effect. Level 70. Proceed. Where is she? We must find her before that hunter does. It is good to see you again, warrior of light. It is a Estinian. Brings him all the way over here. It would seem that we two Azure Dragoons share one target, though I suppose neither of us still hold that mantle. Old habits do not die so easily. The Azure Dragoon of Ishgard. And who exactly is your diminutive friend, Zilly? A journey to the Far East in search of an ancient worm's consort. Quite a tale indeed. At the end of my own journey, I chose to continue my travels and eventually found myself in the Far East. It was here that word of the dragon you seek reached mine ears. It had been my intention to act as an intermediary between man and dragon, assuming the beast could be reasoned with. If not, I was prepared to brandish my lance. Regardless, I would wager that the young one has the right of it. What is more, she is doubtless still suffering from the effects of Nidhogg's hateful dirge that summoned the horde. The dreadworm's hold over his brood was absolute. His unquenchable thirst for vengeance spread through the horde, leaving none untouched. I think one of them was able to resist his call to decimate Ishgard. It should come as no surprise that she would succumb to madness. The worm spent a millennium in solitude resisting Nidhogg's demands for vengeance. I can think of but one way she may be saved. We weaken her enough that she is willing to listen to reason. We have already tried that approach. It did not work last time, and I very much doubt repeating it will change anything. I do not advocate the same approach, little one. I would have you do more than simply talk to her. Nay, you shall use your roar. That is the only way you can hope to let her know the war is ended, that her consort awaits her in the skies above. My roar? You have the two dragoons that bested Nidhogg at your side. There is naught to fear. All you need do is harness your roar to clear the haze that clouds the worm's eyes. I shall do my best. Should we fail again, I fear we may not be blessed with another chance. Pray lend me your strength, Azure Dragoons. Let us depart. The frenzied dragon awaits us on Bardom's metal. The time is nigh to free her from war's tragedy. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna be my tank? Okay. That's cool. We'll draw her attack. I'll draw her attack. So much amount of ground to run from when you start summoning monsters. Yeah, my thing was on cooldown now. Oh no, wrong way. I how devastating that comet was going to be. I jumped right into it. Alright. Roar on Kai, roar! With me. Yeah, we badass. Now, little one, roar with all your being. Bonham, hear me cry. Really thought it was going to come out like Simba. Why? Why must we go to war? I have no ill will, no desire to fight. I have only silence, a most deafening silence. It is no use, I cannot reach her. Do not be so quick to abandon hope, my son. Oh, Verdofnir here. Verdofnir. Not Verdofnir. I am come for thee, dearest Fallen. That might do it. Those wings of white, long have they filled my dreams. Bird or fall near, my love. Father! Now the females are bigger, huh? Noble Dragoons, on Kai, I give you my thanks. Were it not for your succor, I would not have been reunited with my beloved. Allow me to thank you as well. I had truly thought Verdor Falnir lost to me. Mere words will scarce be enough to convey mine appreciation. When the conflict began 1,000 years past, Nidhogg demanded we exact vengeance upon man. However, I refused to allow his hatred to take root within me. I could not bring myself to forget the days when I soared the azure skies with Verdor Falnir, night on my back. Okay. A dragon cannot simply shut her ears to her sire's call. To do so would cause her great torment. Thus I bid Fallen flee to the east, that she might live in peace until the final strains of the Dragon Song War did fade to an end. Duty bound to protect Zenith, I remained behind in Dravania, but ever did I regret not following my heart and my beloved. 'Twas after she left for eastern lands that thou didst come to this world, my son. I finally see why I was given a name meaning one born of sadness. Well, that's depressing. Alas, I fear I will never be your match, Father. Fallen barely even noticed my roar. Little not your efforts, on Kai. I should not have known to come here were it not for thy roar. I reached mine ears strong and clear as I soared the skies above. Father! To him, well, I suppose you are quite keen to talk with Faunum. It's been quite some time since you last met, after all. Let us make haste. I am not used to seeing my father so enamored. Oh, it's... I don't want to watch him get it on. Let's leave. I give both of you my sincerest thanks. I find myself especially indebted to you, Zilly. Our adventures investigating these legends shall live long in my memory. And you, Azir Dragoon, your strength far exceeds the tales I have heard. Your words are appreciated, but the appellation is unnecessary. I have long since left that life behind. My past experiences with Nidhogg made me eager to see Faunum saved. When the Dreadworm took me as his vessel, I felt his mad heart's palpitations as mine own. There was no end to the sadness and distress that flowed from his soul. However, it was this ordeal that allowed me to harness the dragon within, whilst retaining my sense of self. Yeah, I did that. You ought to be capable of the same by now, Zilly. It shall doubtless serve you well in battles to come. If you are truly done with your old title, then I have a proposal for a new one, the Crimson Dragoon, much more befitting now that the two of you fight alongside dragons, harnessing their strength as your own. Hahaha, I can see myself warming up to this new name. The best of luck to you, Onkai. I expect you to be strong as your father the next time our paths do cross. Warrior of Light, I look forward to the day when we are able to fight side by side once more. Keep well. He shall have nothing to worry about. I will become just as capable as father, so that I may someday soar the skies with a dragoon like you on my back. Thank you once again for everything. It is time for me to begin the journey home with father and Faunum. But know that I will ever be in your debt. I sincerely hope this is not the last of our adventures. Level 70 Dragon Sound. Complete. Fighting alongside your friend stirs the blood of the dragon. Astron. This concludes the Dragoon quest for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must first meet the following requirements. Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers must be registered to your service account. You must have completed the main scenario quest Shadowbringers. You must have completed the role quest Courage Born of Fear. Once you have done so, the next Dragoon quest will be available from Alberic. Dragon Gauge unlocked.